800-470-7113. 800-470-7113. That's 800-470-7113.
Welcome, folks. Fifth Street Sports. Beautiful Thursday afternoon in Las Vegas here at 1:06 p.m. We got Chip Chirimbus in the house, Mr. Oklahoma Brian. We're on Sports Byline, USA Radio Network, iHeartRadio, American Forces, of course, you guys. Thank you over there for all you do for us. And YouTube streaming, Facebook streaming, and you can catch us on Twitter. Brian, welcome back, buddy.
Thanks. I haven't been gone that long, but good to be back.
Yeah, guess who we got in the house? The old Chipster here, buddy.
Brian's going to be old hat by now.
It is. It is.
Right?
Yeah. I heard you guys had a emerging superstar on the show yesterday.
Well, he sort of likes the limelight. You know, we're talking about 11-year-old Giovanni Cinzeri yesterday. Came in and gave us a little lesson on how to program computers.
Yeah, good.
Nice.
Good kid. Boy, you can tell there's still a lot of good kids growing up. You know what I mean? It was nice to have him on the show. You know, Brian, we got today. I was going to ask you if you've done any work on these ridiculous flip-flop comebacks in the NBA this year.
It's beginning to feel like women's basketball, right? They're kind of famous for those endings.
Chip,
starting to see it in the NBA.
I was just talking to Chip. When do you have a winner in this game?
Well, it's until the final when it's a final, I guess. I mean, that Indiana game yesterday was really ridiculous. What happened? Like we said, it was a 2-point game with 17 seconds to go, and 3-point play comes down, and then another turnover, and the game's over. And they lose by 8, getting 7.5.
Gosh.
And we know what happened with the Golden State and the Clippers.
Oh, we talked about that.
What do you think about that one tonight? Do you think Golden State rallies without Boogie Cousins?
Yeah, I think they answered the bell and they come out strong. But I think any other team that could be a real hangover coming off that loss.
Well, they have one without him, so we know they can still win the NBA championship.
Oh, yeah, but the question is, like, today, we got that's time for a break, folks. Brian, we come back. We got a great show, folks. Oklahoma Brian, Chip Chirimbus, Frank Perez back after this break.
Hey guys, your prostate should be the last thing on your mind, but the fact is, the older you get, the more likely you'll have prostate problems, which can affect your everyday life. That's where Prostate Complete by Real Health comes in. Prostate Complete is the result of 20 years of experience as a leader in men's health. The powerful formula in Prostate Complete supports natural prostate function and reduced urinary urges for a better quality of life. Available at Walmart. Visit prostate1perday.com for special offers. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Taming the briar patch, mowing the lawn, trimming the Yeti. Whatever you call it, it's about time we talked about manscaping. Guys, you manscape, right? You know, keep things trimmed and fresh below the waist. 9 out of 10 women of all ages prefer their guy manscaped. But you got to have the right tools for the jewels, or you'll look like you used a machete. Pop over to manscaped.com and check out their perfect package. No, not that perfect package. I'm talking about the Manscaped Perfect Package 2.0 that was a smash hit on Shark Tank. It features the lawnmower, a precision trimmer engineered for below-the-waist grooming. Its skin-safe technology means no more accidental nicks and burns. Check out the lawnmower and the amazing grooming and hygiene products that come with your perfect package. What's that saying? Oh, yeah. Trim the shrubs and the tree stands taller. Get 20% off plus free shipping today. Visit manscaped.com and use promo code USA. Again, use promo code USA at manscaped.com. That's manscaped.com.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low Cost Airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
Let's say you just bought a house. Bad news is, you're one step closer to becoming your parents. Soon you'll have a separate fridge in the basement, where extra groceries are exiled forever. Remember that frozen lasagna? Of course you don't. It's been down there since 2008. Good news is, it's easy to bundle home and auto through Progressive and save on your car insurance. Piece of cake. Behind the lasagna, it's very old. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Hey, folks, we are back. It's Fifth Street Sports. Frank Perez, Chip Chirimbus, Oklahoma Brian on Sports Byline USA Radio Network. Brian, during the break, I've been talking to Chip over here because he is a baseball guru. And you know how we've been talking about certain facts and different weird stats in baseball? We got a couple for you, buddy. We got a couple for you.
All right.
Okay. How about this? How many and why? How many MVPs did Babe Ruth win? Think about that one.
No Googling.
No Googling. Okay.
First question, did they have an MVP when he played?
Well, you're partially right, Frank. He won one MVP, and he was such a dominant player that when they gave him the initial award, they decided from that point on that you can't be a repeat winner, that you can only win the award once. So during his career, Babe Ruth won one MVP.
Yeah, and that's only because, if you won it once, you could never win it again.
And then they changed later on, I guess.
Yeah, they changed later. Isn't that crazy? Because they would have just handed it to him every year.
Sort of like having Gretzky on your team.
Isn't that crazy?
That's a great trivia question.
It is. I mean, I know that you are Mr. Trivia because you've told me about some of the challenges that you go to. So we're just giving you these things in case. Now, if you ever win something and you say, "Oh my God,
we want a piece,"
we want a piece.
Deal.
Hey, how about this one? Here's another one that Chip gave me. Who's the only player to hit 20 doubles, 20 triples, 20 homers, 100 RBIs, and lead the league in steals in the same season?
And hit 300.
And hit 300 in the same season. Only one
I
player.
mean, it's got to be wrong because the first thing I would think of would be Ricky Henderson, so it can't be him. Brady Anderson, maybe?
No, we're going back. This is
still
Willie
have any.
Mays. And the year he led the league with 24 stolen bases and out of 25 attempts, and he really never got thrown out stealing. What happened was he got picked off that one time, and that counts as an attempt at stealing. So Mays, with all his speed, had 20 triples in the Polo Grounds, and he had over 35 doubles and 40 or 50 homers, 100 RBIs, and hit 300. And we were talking about the fact, Brian, that we just don't see triples that often anymore because guys like Robinson Cano are hitting the ball to the wall, and they're just pulling it up into second, easing on down the road with a double.
Yeah, you're right.
Doesn't happen as often anymore.
Yeah, and I think that you could say maybe the parks are designed so that what used to be a long triple maybe is a home run now, and right fielders have stronger arms too.
That's a great point because I remember, in Detroit, it was in early days, it was 440 to center, and in some of these ballparks, it was huge. They were huge, so there was a lot of room for the ball to bounce around. I mean, they had the bullpens out in the outfields. That's how much space there was out there, right?
Oh, really?
Guys would be warming up in the Polo Grounds and some of these parks on the field, in the field of play, out in left field and right field, and they would actually have somebody stand in front of these guys while they were warming up so they wouldn't interfere with the ball if it was hit out in their area. But the dimensions, the point you made is the dimensions of these parks have really changed everything. The 410 to center is now is a deep center field, and they have gone, say, to 330 down the foul lines, whereas, say, at Fenway, where you have it like it's, 198 feet to left field, and the Yankee Stadium says 296 to right field. By the way, they've never measured that in Fenway, you know. They will not allow anyone to measure home plate to left field.
They won't?
No, they will not.
Oh,
and somebody came out there with one of those viewers, I said, and it came in under 300 feet. And, of course, they denied it. It was under 290. It was like 289.
We need Gene Hackman to go out there with the tape measure. Yeah, like in Hoosiers.
But, you know, now
I was going to say, I'm just curious. I know the Polo Grounds to dead center was like, I mean, it was it wasn't even a possibility.
486. They had a clubhouse in center field, and all the players after the game used to go out and go to center field to the clubhouse. It wasn't like they came into the dugout. And the initial thing back in those days, Frank and Brian, they used to allow the fans on the field after the game. You could exit in Yankee Stadium, or you could exit in the Polo Grounds, and you could exit through the gates out and walk through the field and out into the street. That's how it happened in the Polo Grounds at Yankee Stadium. And, of course, they stopped that. And nowadays you can't do anything like that because people don't have the decorum nowadays that they had at that time.
Gosh, you know, it was scary because we were talking about some of our favorite players during the break, and you said you were there when Clemente got his 3,000th hit?
No, not his 3,000th. I was there the final day of the season. I think it was 1966 season because I was a senior in high school. And one of our coaches took me and two other guys to the final game of the year, and Roberto Clemente hit 3 home runs while we were there that day. And it's something that's impressionable no matter who hits it, but the fact that it's Roberto Clemente and never leaves you, you know. And, and then, of course, we know what happened when he got his 3,000th hit. He ended there.
I was going to say, right, that was the last game of the 72 season, I think.
Right. Didn't he play in the World Series that year as well? And then he was done. I mean, New Year's Eve.
Yeah. You know, now let me ask you two guys personal questions because you guys have gone to a lot of games. Chip, Brian, you guys. How many career foul balls do you have, Brian, at a major league game?
I was going to say I have quite a few minor league foul balls.
No.
I tell you what, I got a few. How about batting practice? Do those count?
There you go.
No.
There you go. Because you're right, Brian, about that. Because I have a few as well from games, and but if you go there early, particularly in certain places where you know there might be a niche. I mean, they'd be hitting the ball out of the park. I'd be waiting for it to bounce off the back wall and scramble for it. And if you're there as much as say Brian and I have been, you're bound to get more than one.
Now I have 2 career foul balls, both at Memorial Park in Baltimore. One, a Danny Tartabull homer. I was right over the left field fence. One was a Mike Devereaux foul ball against the Yankees down the third base line. Those are my 2 career MLB foul balls. Do you remember any of yours?
I remember the very first one. It was really exciting. It was Yogi Berra hit a ground ball down the first base line, and I was there, and the ball came and it hopped up and grabbed it.
Wow! Did you get it signed?
No, you kidding me? I went out and used it the next day. Hard balls were hard to come by in those days.
So, Brian, do you recall the situation on any of your major league foul balls?
So it's funny that you mentioned Memorial Stadium. I grew up, for the most part, with a single mother, and she wasn't necessarily a big baseball fan. But one cool thing that my mother did every year for me was she didn't even ask me. She just told me on opening day that I wasn't going to school, and she would. She would take me to opening day at the Orioles.
What a mom!
That's great.
What a mom!
I used to do that when I was teaching. There was always my absence. Is
that right? So I know, but I got one at Memorial Stadium, and I was good at at kind of talking players into throwing me balls. That was always my thing.
Yeah, that's one of the best ways, Brian.
Yeah, right. And I'll tell you, a guy that gets a horrible reputation couldn't have been a nicer guy, and that's Eddie Murray. But was my favorite player growing up. Remembered me whenever I would see him. You know, I would frequently hang out near the dugout, try to wave to him, and just couldn't imagine a nicer guy than
it's
Eddie Murray.
amazing you say that, Brian, because you're absolutely right. He wasn't one of the most popular players during his era for sure, and yet a great switch hitter, right? And a lot of people were very bitter that he reached that 500 mark, where Mantle was as the only switch hitting home run hitter. And then when Murray got there, I guess it was a racial thing as well, and probably because of the way he was perceived. He really wasn't given the accolades that Mantle was given for that accomplishment. Switch hitting power hitters are very rare.
Yeah. Remember that,
That's
Brian?
right.
33rd Street. 33rd Street was at Memorial Stadium. I went there all the time.
That was a great place.
What were you doing back
And
there?
I was running casinos in Baltimore, in Prince George's County.
I didn't know they existed then.
Yeah, back then it was 86 through 91.
Did they have table games?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
No slots, no craps, no keno, no sports.
Well, it's funny you said no slots. I remember as a child driving from Connecticut down to Florida, and in Maryland they'd have slot machines in some of the diners.
Yeah.
You come in, right? And I
Yeah,
remember that.
especially in Waldorf County. And
Is that
St.
where it
Mary's
was?
County, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Brian, so Memorial Stadium, man, I wish I would have seen you there. It was cheap. It was cheap to get in. You know what I mean?
It was. Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
And did you ever notice right around even if you bought the cheap seats? Oh gosh, we got to take a break, man. When we come back, we're going to talk about the cheap seats at Memorial Stadium. Back after this, folks.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
At 28, I had struggled with opiate and meth addiction for 12 years. I did and said things that the sober me never would have done. One day I realized I was not invincible. I was not exempt. And that's when a friend told me about Elite Rehab Placement. They gave me the tools I needed to get sober, and all it took was the one phone call.
Elite Rehab can help you start to break your addiction problem and get sober in as little as 7 days. And we'll work with your insurance provider to help cover the costs. Plus, we have travel assistance programs to get you here by plane or train. Make this free call right now to learn more. 800-403-5912. 800-403-5912. 800-403-5912. That's 800-403-5912.
Fifth Street Sports, folks. We're talking baseball, little foul ball trivia. Sports Byline USA, Chip Chirimbas, Frank Perez, that's me, and we got Oklahoma Brian. Hey, Brian, you were talking about players being gracious and that you got actually a nice encounter with Eddie Murray. I got mine in Mesa, California. We used to go down to the spring training games when we were dealers here in Vegas and go watch all the games. I go to watch a Seattle. Who was playing Seattle and some? Anyways, down the first base line. I don't know why he moved there. It was Frank Howard. So during the stuff we're talking now, I only weighed 160 pounds in those days. I was, cheering him on, this and that. We climbed over the fence. He actually put me on his arm like this.
Yeah.
And all my dealer buddies took pictures of me and Frank Howard.
He was an imposing figure at the plate, wasn't he, Bry?
Yeah. Before I remember him in Old Timers games. That's my only reference point.
He was big. He could hit. He wasn't the greatest hitter, but I mean, sort of maybe along the Stanton lines, where if Giancarlo Stanton, if he hits it, you got issues. And I think he had a streak where didn't he hit home runs in 7 or 8 straight games? I think he held the record for a while for like home runs in 8 straight games or 7 straight games.
He did.
And,
But Brian, I want to see if this was one of your moves, because you had to be thinking like me. When I went to Memorial Stadium, you remember those outfield seats? They were really cheap. I think they were $450 or $575. But my favorite.
I don't know
move,
what they were, but
they were
spent a lot of time out there.
They were cheap. So
Right.
I used to buy those seats, and then always right around the top of the 7th, bottom of the 7th, right after the thing, you could go all the way down to third base line and sit because everybody would left or it was kind of empty because they kind of sucked. I was there the year that they blew like 20 or 22 games to open the season.
Remember that?
Oh my God,
that was pretty bad. And then they came back after that, though. They really did. They had a little resurgence.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
One of my biggest memories of Memorial Stadium was the parking lot and the way that they would put the cars in. I mean, maybe I just went with cheap people, or my parents were cheap, but I remember like you couldn't leave the parking lot until the cars in front of you or to the side of you would leave. So even if you left the stadium early, you might sit in your car for 45 minutes waiting for the cars in front of you to leave.
That's horrible planning.
That is horrible planning. Boy, but this Chip, I mean, he's got all. I'm sure that Chip even knows the one trivia, like who was the first player to bring a blow dryer into the clubhouse?
Joe Pepitone.
Joe Pepitone. Who didn't know that? First player to bring a blow dryer in the clubhouse.
That was great.
That's another one for you, Brian, in case you're up against the wall in a trivia question.
Okay, all right, I'll remember that.
But I didn't get your number. How many official Major League foul balls have you gotten? Not batting practice,
not batting practice, not charity thrown to me.
Yeah, like you
game
officially
balls.
got one, like game balls. You got one like as a real true fan, where you had to scramble for it or fight for it. How many?
I'd say I had like 3 or 4. 3 or 4. Because I've been to a lot of games, bud. I really have.
Chip's been to Chip was a big game, sir.
Yeah, I'm single. I never had to answer to anybody.
Oh yeah. How many do you think you
Well,
got?
I don't think I could give you a clear answer. I know I got the most memorable one was my dad getting one, and he handed it to me.
Oh, nice.
But Brian, did you used to position yourself anywhere where, because I used to anticipate what would be happening, and there were certain pockets of stadiums where if a ball went, you might be able to get to it sooner than someone else if you were ready for it. Because that's what I would do at Shea Stadium, particularly because they had tunnels, and I just to wait for the ball to go down the tunnel.
Yeah, I know. I know one thing I used to do in Montreal. Back in the last few years of the Expos when it was pretty empty. I would try to find an entire section to myself, thinking if a ball comes in this section, I got it all covered.
But you and Charlie Sheen, I guess. But he paid like $20,000 for a section, and no one hit a homer.
Oh, hey, well, here's one for you, Brian. Because I always because I used to take my 2 boys, and they would bring their gloves. So I would eventually take the glove off my littlest one.
Right.
Did you bring your glove to the park?
I did. Yeah, I did.
Oh, so you were a favorite.
I would never.
You were a favorite to get.
I would never. I would be so afraid that I would lose it or somebody would stuck because that was,
sacred.
That was sacred, right? Exactly.
Hey, I got a question for you guys. During football, when either they don't put the nets or something goes weird, if they kick a ball into the stands as a fan, do you get to keep it?
Nowadays, I believe you return it and it goes to the armed forces.
Really?
Yeah, used to be able to keep it, but they had so many fights in the stands, so it's not like a baseball for NFL football. And they put the screens up behind the goalposts. But I think now that you're supposed to return it, and they give it to the military.
Wow.
The exception is if you're given the ball, if the ball's thrown into the stands by a player.
Sure.
You
Sure.
get to keep that.
That would make sense.
So, what are the chances, or how many humans do you think that have officially caught a major league foul ball, a NFL football, and an NHL puck? Are there any humans that have legitimately gotten all three?
Well, I got a puck off
Triple
the forehead
crown.
once.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is there any fan triple crown out there?
No, bonk.
Right.
Behind the goal. I got hit off the head behind the goal at a Ranger game in New York. Like security came over, I was bleeding from the head. And the kid next, and I went to protect myself because I am fairly athletic and coordinated, and I went to raise my hand to like try and grab it, and the two people next to me pinned my arms down because they were reaching for the puck, and I was like this, and they hit me right in the head.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, I was very lucky.
Did you? So you got medical attention and everything?
Well, you know, I refused to cry. So, they made me sign papers that I didn't have a concussion and I didn't need stitches and stuff like that. But
you got to keep the puck.
No, the guys next to me got the puck. I got the bruise. I got the bump in the head.
Holy crap!
You know, that actually reminds me. I once took my little brother. I forgot what the reason was, but I had my like 5 or 6 year old brother that I was babysitting, and I took him to batting practice at a Texas Rangers game. We were standing around in left field. I was trying to catch a ball or get a ball, and my brother was too young to really care, and he was kind of staring off into space. And a ball came right by his head. Might have killed him if it had hit him. And Carlton Fisk was in left field shagging balls, and he came over and he really, really yelled at me. I was about 14 or 15, and he it wasn't just like one comment. He was like yelling at me for a good, minute about what a horrible big brother I was, and my little brother got killed.
Wow.
And, yeah, it's pretty funny.
That's it. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Did you feel bad like when you watch some movies where the big brother always protects the little brother? did you think, boy, in my moment I wasn't there?
Well, he didn't get hit though, Brian.
He didn't get hit. It hit the it hit the aluminum bleacher behind him, made a dent, and I mean it would have taken him out for sure. He was about 5 or 6. I was about he was probably about 4 or 5, and I was probably about 15. So.
Wow, I'm glad you got it.
That's why they have the screens now all along the baselines, down third and first baselines, and I think it is more or less to protect the children that aren't even looking or paying attention because, they've been doing it for years, and adults have put their hands up, or once in a while people will get injured. But I thought I would hate it, that I would hate the screen being up, but you get used to it. It's like it's not even there.
Plus, people are looking at their cell phones now so much that even anybody can get hit by a ball if you're checking your Instagram feed or Snapchat, whatever.
Yeah, great point. Great point. You walk around, everybody's on their phones. You're right.
Yeah, no, it's like you said. It's dangerous for the children. I told you at the game the other day, home run went over our head, and I lost the flight of the ball, and I was worried about Giovanni, and he's playing Little League baseball, and he's 11. And it doesn't matter. I mean, if it hits him in the head, it hits him in the face or whatever. He didn't know where it was coming. But that's kind of the dangerous part about baseball, Brian. I guess is the foul balls and the hard hit balls.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I guess you could say hockey probably even more dangerous, but they're so much more aggressive with the netting now that it's not the danger like when you got hit.
And I don't know. You're right. It's probably just as dangerous if you make contact, but I think there's a lot less of the pucks going into the stands, than say baseballs. But a lot of times they will just flip it up into the stands. They get called for a delay of game if they're under on purpose. But
hey, now in basketball, is there ever been where a player through a real wild pass, if it goes into the stands, you get to keep the basketball?
No.
Wow. So there's no Grand Slam then. So there's no fan Grand Slam. Maybe they're not a tennis ball. You can't count a tennis ball. But
you can't count a tennis ball.
No.
You could ask
major sports.
Well, what about soccer? Now, is there a chance you ever get to keep a soccer ball? I would think not, but
Andrew, can
Probably
can,
not.
can you keep a soccer ball if it goes in the stands?
As far as I know, no. I'm pretty sure people just throw it down to the ball boy or whoever's down on the touch line.
Golly, I tell you what. Well, we got a lot of games
They're
going on
expensive,
tonight.
by the way.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're super expensive.
What's a brand new regulation? Let's say Champions League soccer ball start at?
Oh boy, I'd have to look. I'll give you a better number, but my guess would be more than $100.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
I believe it.
A highlight ball is now like 160.
I can understand that. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, but when we come back, Brian, get your stuff together, buddy. It's Talk You Can Bet On, Fifth Street Sports. And you know what we got here tonight, folks? We got the Golden Knights trying to close it out.
They may. It looks like they weren't even not skating on the ice. They were skating 2 inches above it the other night. They were flying.
They are flying, guys. 3-1. The series up to, I think they're minus 9-10 in the series right now. So that's more or less a shark sweep. Guys, when we come back, Talk You Can Bet On, Fifth Street Sports.
Taming the briar patch, mowing the lawn, trimming the Yeti. Whatever you call it, it's about time we talked about manscaping. Guys, you manscape, right? You know, keep things trimmed and fresh below the waist. 9 out of 10 women of all ages prefer their guy manscaped. But you got to have the right tools for the jewels, or you'll look like you used a machete. Pop over to manscaped.com and check out their perfect package. No, not that perfect package. I'm talking about the Manscaped Perfect Package 2.0 that was a smash hit on Shark Tank. It features the lawnmower, a precision trimmer engineered for below-the-waist grooming. Its skin-safe technology means no more accidental nicks and burns. Check out the lawnmower and the amazing grooming and hygiene products that come with your perfect package. What's that saying? Oh yeah, trim the shrubs and the tree stands taller. Get 20% off plus free shipping today. Visit manscaped.com and use promo code USA. Again, use promo code USA at manscaped.com. That's manscaped.com.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 4422 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 4422. Code 4422. Enjoy.
Fifth Street Sports, folks. We're back. Sports Byline, USA Radio Network. It is Frank Perez, Oklahoma Brian, and Chip Chirimbus. We are here at Talk You Can Bet On. Before we get into that, though, I just want to, because it's fun, like reminiscing about things. Now, here's one thing, Chip, because I grew up here in Vegas, and we did this all the time. Brian, how about where you live? I've never seen in the last 20 years, I don't think I've seen a game of stickball out on the street with kids. That's all we did. That's all we did. You know that?
We didn't have it when I was. We just had wiffle ball. I think stickball ended in the 60s.
Oh, so, but now, Chip, I remember as when we used to play on our street, we'd get the old brooms. We get the brooms.
Right.
We'd get anything that resembled the ball, even those orange or green things with the little spiky, plastic.
Yeah.
We would hit them, and you count everything a double, a triple. I've never seen a game of stickball since the new millennium.
Well, it's so different now, like I said, and they're probably playing video games as opposed to stickball. And I was lucky. I used to have the baseballs because my father was an umpire, hardball umpire, and all his friends were sports guys. So they would save balls for me. So we would always have them. But we would play on the concrete with a regular hardball baseball, and after the cover would be torn off, we'd tape it with black electrical tape, like whatever we could use to have a ball. And nowadays, you can't even get down to a baseball park to take ground balls. I was telling Frank I tried it.
70 years old, you're climbing the fence.
Brian, I took Giovanni, who's just getting interested in baseball. So he wanted to go play. And when I grew up, you could walk onto any field, any park, and kids would be playing and hitting ground balls and taking infield. In Las Vegas, all of these parks are locked. They're secured. They're gated. I'm almost 70 years old. I had to climb this fence and hoist him over the fence to throw him batting practice. And so I was waiting for someone to come get me. I says, well, I can't get out. I can't climb the fence.
Brian, now what a sight that would have been if we would have been driving down the street and seen like this 70-year-old guy like climbing a fence. We would have said, "Is that Chip? Is that Chip climbing that fence to get onto that bar?" That had to be a sight to see.
Well, the sight was me caking my elbow on my shoulder in ice afterward because throwing pitch after pitch, and most of them weren't strikes either. The poor kid. I mean, that's why now I take him to the batting cages, because you're going to get a constant flow of strikes, and it's improved his swing and his eye to hand contact much greater.
Well, before we get to picks and stuff, guys, we got a few messages on our through our social media apps. So if you guys don't mind, let me get that through right now, and then we can move on to the picks and stuff like that. So as always, we stream live Facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk and YouTube.com/Fifth Street Sports. And you can let your voice be heard. Today we've got a few messages. Our first one here is in from Daniel Wages through our YouTube live chat. And he says, did you guys hear the guy dominating Jeopardy is a professional sports gambler? Takes a smart guy to do this for a living, I guess. We got another one here from Billy Donlin through our YouTube live chat. And he says, crazy baseball stat. Joey Votto, in over 6,000 at-bats, just popped up to first base for the first time in his career. And then we got one more here via Kurt Morgan.
I would question the 6,000 at-bats.
Well, yeah. I don't know. We got one more here from Kurt Morgan through our Facebook live stream, and he says, I absolutely love the Warriors -8.5 at the Clippers. I'm considering a dime on it. Warriors are the superior team and will bounce back after loss, just like the Raptors did. What do you think? Outstanding work as usual.
Wow. Well, Andrew, cancel that one thing, but I don't know about. Gosh,
how are they going to respond? Is what am I? After I think maybe the Clippers have say a higher opinion of themselves at this time right now, coming back and winning that game. I think it's a tough call. I don't want to come back with the Warriors myself.
Brian,
I mean, good luck with it, but I'm not looking to play them.
Well, there's one. How about you, Brian? What do you got to say about that? It's Rick.
I kind of. I'll be curious to see what Rick says. I actually tend to agree with Kurt, but I would probably play him in the first half of the first quarter because I really feel like you get the biggest bang for your buck with that zigzag phenomenon playing the team in the first quarter, coming off a big loss like that.
Rick, okay, so you're the last one up. Kurt Morgan likes the Warriors laying 8.5.
Well, this game I think is really tricky. I've been kind of going both ways here. I mean, you could look at it one way. Golden State's mad. They're going to come out, on fire. Like, we're not going to let this happen again. Or you could look at the other way, that DeMarcus Cousins is out. Obviously, it looks like he's out for the whole playoffs. They blew a 31-point lead with, halfway through the third quarter. They could be kind of imploding. Maybe the next game is going to be a continuation of the last game, or at least the first half. So, boy, I'm real torn in this game. I'm not going to play it. If I did, I would probably, I don't know, I'd take the points and just say make the Warriors win this game by 9+ points. But I'm going to stay off this one.
What do you guys think of Durant only taking 8 shots? He took eight total field goal attempts in that game. Brian, I see you laughing. What are you laughing at?
Yeah, that's that's always the fear with Durant is he's kind of a diva, and at times he pouts, and you wonder if there's some kind of chemistry issues when you see a guy only take. He's done that before in the past. He's had situations where he just stops stops shooting. Maybe he's
is it
looking
his
for,
way of throwing a little temper tantrum? He's got so many issues. I'm just so tired of his fragile ego. He's got to come out with 10 different names on all these different websites and attack other players. Not everyone has to believe that Kevin Durant or Durant is the best player in the history of time. And I guess he's just sullen about it if you don't think he's the best ever.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
He's like, ha.
He'll make a great
revenge on his own team.
He is the perfect addition for the Knicks. He's the perfect Knick, and they have the best timing. Now I'm certain he's going to end up in New York, and that's always the kiss of death, right? When the Knicks come after you. And
so we got nothing clear cut. Everything's kind of. So how about you, Rick? Do you have anything and then we'll go to Brian and Chip. Anything we can make some money on tonight?
Well, the other two NBA games I actually do have an opinion on. I kind of like them both. The first one is Brooklyn, Philadelphia. I have a tough time on the side here. I'm not really sure where to go, but I do like the under 229.5. The first game went way under. The second game obviously went way over. I think this game coming back to Brooklyn is going to be more towards an under. I like the fact that it's already moved up a few points. So you're getting the value line right now. It's not going to go any higher than this. So you're either going to stay here or go lower. So I like under there. And I like San Antonio at home, laying 4 against Denver. I think San Antonio's going to win the series. I said this before the season or before the playoffs started. Denver came in the playoffs limping. They limped into that 2 seed, and I knew they got a bad matchup when they played drew San Antonio. And I think it's the veterans versus the young core group of Nuggets. And I don't think the Nuggets are going to make it out of the first round. I kind of expect San Antonio to win both home games here. So I'm going to go with Spurs -4.
Wow. I wouldn't be surprised, but I have a side in that Brooklyn-Philadelphia game. Rich, I thought that the number was very short with Philadelphia coming up just 3 at Brooklyn. Now, they have split every game they've played. I mean, they split the regular series, and they split 2 playoff games already. I like Brooklyn in this game. I think that instinctively the public is going to gravitate toward the Sixers on this game, and I have Brooklyn, and they're my top player today in the NBA today. Not to say much, considering I had Indiana yesterday and got beat. And,
no, but you had the right side. I mean,
the winning side's the right side of my mind. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the only thing that really counts is winning the game.
I'll take your spot. I mean, it's like you flopped a set of aces and got cracked. I'll take that side. Brian, what about you? You got anything to share in the Brooklyn game?
I like the Brooklyn side. I do like San Antonio tonight, and I'll disagree with you guys. I'm with Kurt on the Warriors. I think.
No, I didn't disagree, but I'm glad that at least like you clearly like the Warriors. Something Kurt can
early on. Early on. You know what I'm curious is we've had Andrew on twice in this show, and no mention of Liverpool, and I'm really curious. I've heard people mentioning now that Liverpool is the favorite to win it all.
Oh, they're so happy that these other teams are getting knocked out.
I don't know about favorite, but definitely close to it. One of the out of the 4 teams, out of the 4 teams, the 2 quote unquote biggest teams or best teams, arguably, will be facing each other in the semifinals. So Barcelona Liverpool will be a very interesting tie.
The Fab Four.
Yes, sir. So so before we keep going, we like Brian is endorsing Kurt Morgan on Golden State. Rick loves the under in Brooklyn. You like Brooklyn.
I like Brooklyn a lot.
Brian, you said you kind of like the Brooklyn side also, right?
I do.
Okay, so is that going to wrap it for NBA? We'll go to baseball after this if we're done.
San Antonio. I like the Spurs a lot.
And both of you guys like San Antonio. How about baseball, guys? quiet? Are we quiet over there? Let me, because I'm not going to say nothing. I told you.
You took the day off.
I've taken 2 days off after my. Believe me, I was the other day in base. I'm not running good, so I'm just taking 2 days off. I'm going to the park with the kids. What about
Well,
you?
Yesterday I gave you 2 games that I liked, and they won 1-0 and 2-1.
Yeah.
Oakland won. I think everyone here liked Oakland yesterday over Houston. And
these guys liked Oakland 2 days ago. They said as soon as Miley goes for Houston, they like the other side.
Well, that was a great side for us.
Yeah.
And so the baseball's been running really well. It's 2-1 again. That's 10 straight days. And I'm coming back tonight with let me look at the menu here. The Angels.
Oh yeah.
And I have to take the Dodgers. The Dodgers come up favorite at Milwaukee, and the starting pitcher of the Dodgers, Urias or whatever his name is, he went like 2/3 of an inning against the Brewers the last time he faced them, gave up 6 runs and 6 hits, and now he's favored at Milwaukee. This is another one we talked about yesterday about these things just don't make sense. And so that's why I'm playing the Dodgers, favored on the road with a pitcher that got bombed out for 6 runs in the first inning the last time he faced his opponent. I can't go any other way. I got the Dodgers here.
Yeah, do you smell a rat there, guys? Rick, what do you think of something like that? Now the guy's on the road.
Yeah, no, I see what Chip's saying, and I would only be on the same side. Personally, I'm going to stay away from that game. I have one game that I like a lot tonight, and that is game 958 Colorado at home, about -102. Maybe you can get even money on Colorado against Philly. Just one of those same situations. Philly's, I think 11-6, Colorado 6-12. But Colorado's coming home here. It's a tough place to play, coming from the East Coast. So I like Colorado at home to win this game.
It's about time they woke up.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I am gonna go out on a ledge right now in April, okay? And I sure hope I don't end up with a lot of egg on my face. But I think that the next series of The Walking Dead, they should have a lot of Red Sox uniforms. These guys should be out there in Red Sox uniforms. I think they're done, guys.
Well,
it doesn't look good.
Now what's today's date?
I
April
think
what?
they're
April
done.
16th.
These
April
guys are
18th?
6-13. They can't hit, pitch, nothing. I don't think they're going to come back.
Look at their division. Who do they have to contend with?
They got Toronto's not bad. Tampa Bay is awesome. Baltimore is even not horrible.
Why do you say Toronto's not bad? I think they're a hoax.
I like my Orioles, man. I bet them over 59.5 wins.
You're halfway there.
I don't think I'm going anti 103 losses. That's exactly what I'm doing.
I'm gonna give out a play. I'm gonna stay in the same division. And we got a commercial coming. We'll use this as suspense for after the commercial. But
Okay.
Picking on one of.
We got a little Oklahoma Brian suspense on tap, folks. We got to take a timeout. We got to take a break. Back in 3 minutes. Fifth Street Sports.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down. 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Clapper, Chief of Orthopedic Surgery at Cedars-Sinai Medical Group in Los Angeles, California. Dedicated to your health, your life, and your sports. As a weekend warrior, you know about sports injuries and pain. Exercise is an important element in keeping your body's core in good shape to minimize sports injuries. But when you are in pain, there is one product that I recommend to my patients, and that is Blue Goo Gel. Blue Goo consists of a proprietary formula developed specifically for the treatment of inflammation and general muscle aches and strains. I recommend Blue Goo for my patients coping with hip and knee pain before surgery, especially bursitis and tendinitis. Give Blue Goo a try. Call 1-888-330-0123 and you'll receive a 1-week supply of Blue Goo absolutely free. The makers of Blue Goo are even paying the shipping. The number again is 1-888-330-0123. If you want more information on Blue Goo, visit online at www.dothegoo.com.
Now available at select Big 5 stores near you.
Being a new parent means every high and low you can imagine. But Evos can make it all easier with a baby monitor you can trust. Go to myevos.com, that's MYEVOZ.com, to see how Evos can be the eyes and ears of your nursery. Evos works with your smartphone to provide a live audio and HD video connection to your baby anytime and anywhere. On a date, at work, away on business, even serving your country overseas, Evos helps you never miss a moment. Whether your baby is with a sitter, your partner, a grandparent, or a friend, you'll be right there too. And with unique features like smart alerts that know the difference between a barking dog and your baby crying, extensive sleep tracking data, and state-of-the-art security features for your peace of mind, Evos is the smart baby monitor for connected parents. And enter the code SPORTS at checkout for $20 off. That's myevos.com. MYEVOZ.com.
Fifth Street Sports, folks, we are back. It is you got the Grand Slam today, Florida Rick, Oklahoma Brian, Chip Chirimbus, and myself. Brian, we're all in suspense, buddy. Let us have it.
So I've known Florida Rick for a long time. One of the things that he does a lot is he has certain pitchers that he just absolutely can't stand and bets against them. In the last couple of years, this guy's not that bad of a pitcher, but he's not good either. It's Homer Bailey, and so he's a Royal now.
Over.
And I'm gonna
play over. Him and Matt Hardy.
Yeah,
play over.
You know one thing I've noticed about you guys as sharp and good at bettors of you guys sometimes get like stubborn and like I remember Brian, like you've mentioned you're anti-Knicks. Rick, when you guys get get a team or a player in a headlock like that, you guys just bet on them or against them the whole time, right?
We can do a whole show on that. That's totally that is a it's a trap or maybe it's a tool depending on your perspective. But as gamblers, I think we do tend to do that a lot.
But do you think that sometimes, let's say you were anti-Homer Bailey, right, Rick? And all of a sudden, you're winning. Now all of a sudden something happens. The guy finds a slider, he finds a fastball, wins 2 or 3 in a row. Do you ever see yourself like, wow, I'm going to specify Bailey and I'm going to start betting on him? Or do you just, out of stubbornness, say, I refuse to, even though I like him, I refuse to bet on Bailey?
I refuse. I mean, I don't necessarily have to bet against him, but I surely bet on him. But now that Bryce said this about Homer Bailey, I actually thought he was going to say somebody else who's going tonight, and that's Felix Hernandez. He's been a top fade of mine for the last year and a half, and I'm going to continue fading him too. I thought that's what you were going to say, actually, when you started.
Is he talking about King Felix?
Yeah, he's talking about King.
Played against him. I played against him today.
Yeah. I heard that. Great play.
Wow, you guys. I'm seeing just a little twinge, like a small haze of superstition here, though. You guys, I hope we're not going on that. I hope you guys are using facts and numbers. But you guys, thank you very much. We appreciate you. I hope you wrote down everything we were giving out today. Tomorrow we will be back at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Chip Chirimbus, Oklahoma Brian, Florida Rick, Frank Perez. Good luck and be safe.